Hey, Molly Murder Mittens. How's it going, Ginny? What do you think of all this snow, huh?
Yeah, that's right. We're getting our first snowstorm of the year today. We've already got a couple inches on the ground.
Should get a couple more.
Definitely feels like the official start of winter, that's for sure.
I'm Mr. Snow.
Let's see if we can spot our large white dogs in all this white snow. It doesn't look like the cattle are out, nor are they in the barn. They're around the back.
Let's sneak in through the sideway, huh?
Hey, look! It's Abby Dabby Doo! Hey, Abs, how's it going? Where's Toby Dog? Is he still in the doghouse? Oh no, Toby Dog's under the doghouse. Hey, Tobes, how's it going, bud? There's all the cows. Seem like they're feasting on their breakfast. Morning, Moo Crew. I'll come back and say hi to you later. But first, I gotta say hi to my large white dogs.
Hi. Hi, buddy. Hi. Oh, it's good to see you guys.
Where are you going? We got chores to do. All right, come on, guys. Let's go. Inside.
I used to think that Abby
Had so much energy and was always like a shot out of a cannon because she was pent up.
she would spend her evenings in the kennel, and so she'd be happy to get out. But now that she's completely free, I'm realizing it's much more just her general personality as well as probably puppy energy.
Abby, don't you remember the snow? You love the snow. Toby loves the snow too. I know the dogs love the snow. I know you guys are like snow dogs. Toby wants to make the yellow snow. I think Toby gets mad with the snow sometimes because it like screws up his territory markings.
Watch out where the Maremas go, and don't you eat that yellow snow.
Molly Murder Mittens decided to take shelter under there. She doesn't want anything to do with the snow. We hear the birds. Well, the hoop coop's still standing, so that's a plus.
You know, I wasn't worried that our grow span Gothic Pro greenhouse would withstand the snow, but I know there were some folks who were.
All right, Abby, you're gonna be on good behavior as we greet the birds. Morning, everybody. Hi, geese. Hi, ducks. How's everybody doing?
Wow, even with the snow blocking out some of the light, it still feels very warm in here.
These ducks seem very happy, even though it's like 23 degrees right now.
Of course, I know that they really want to get outside.
It's cold outside.
But part of me does wonder, like, how much time will they spend outside today? We'll have to figure that one out. Release the Quacken! I don't know how many years I have to do this, but I kind of forgot that
For some of these ducks and chickens and geese, this is like the first time they're ever seeing snow. So yeah, this whole flock of chickens, this is their first snow. This cluster of ducks, plus, you know, Frank and Bean, this is their first snow.
And ducks and geese do fine in the snow. As you can see, all the other birds were totally cool to come outside. But I always forget how for some of them it's a little bit of a culture shock or a weather shock or, I don't know, whatever.
How are you guys liking the snow? You're probably wondering where your food's at. Well, I'll go get that for you in a second. Yeah, but this batch of ducks is like, nah, we're good. Jemima, you're a grizzled veteran. You're very used to the snow. You kind of even blend in with it. Crew of geese, though, are like, eh, whatever. They don't care. Abby sort of kicked everybody out of the house, I think. Or at least some of them out of the house. We're gonna take their feeders.
We're gonna set everything up for them just outside of the hoop coop today. That way they don't have to go outside too much. Because we're supposed to get snow all day today. Like, I don't think it's supposed to stop until about 4:30 or so, which might give me just enough time to be able to do all my snow clearing in somewhat daylight. But it gets dark so dang early this time of year.
I don't know why you chickens keep swarming me. I just put all the food out there. So I will recognize that I do have one sort of design flaw with my setup right now. Because all my water is down here and it all slopes down a hill, probably within a month, this is going to be some very slippery and icy terrain.
I personally will be able to manage it well because I'll start wearing crampons. Crampons are these spikes that I wear for icy terrain that help me get a good grip. But I do wonder if it's going to be a problem for the birds. So I'm going to keep doing things exactly the way I have it set up right now. But if it does end up being a problem, I will change things up.
I think you should be okay with it, Abby Dabby Doo.
I will admit, it's always fun that first time a duck or a goose or a chicken sees the snow. Really any animals. Like, I remember when Abby first came here and she first got to play in the snow, she found it to be amazing. And I really love the fact that because I capture most of the stuff that happens here around the farm on video, I can go back and look and experience it.
We got a doggy couple. You know, folks have been asking about Abby and Toby, and they've got some burning questions, and I will answer them of those a little later today. In particular, folks have been wondering about Abby being a little bit of a bully, and her coat, and is she gonna end up being bigger than Toby?
And I will answer those questions by the end of this video, but we do have other animals we have to take care of first.
Oh, I almost tipped myself over right there. Come on, Abby.
Toby, you want to stay here? All right, you can hang out here for a bit.
Abby, I know you're in playful mood, but you gotta leave Molly Murder Mittens alone. She's just a little tiny cat. You're a gigantic ball of energy. Leave her alone, okay? Good morning, weird chickens. How's everybody doing? I don't blame you for not wanting to come outside. I'm gonna put your feet inside today, okay? Of course, I am gonna leave their water outside.
I learned long ago that you just make a big old mess if you put water and food inside with your birds, particularly the ducks, geese and chickens also.
All right, Abby, you wanna go take care of the cattle now?
Oh, do you hear it? I hear him saying, where are you? There's really nothing I need to do for the cattle right now. You know, their water trough is full. They've got all the hay they could need. Actually, Abby, I'm gonna have you stay here, okay?
Oh, but she looks so sad. Hey, Jimi Hendrix. How's it going, bud?
How are you doing this morning, buddy boy?
Yeah, at this point, there's really not much for me to do with the cattle. I just like to come out here and say hi to them.
And on a day like today where the snow's actually starting to come down pretty hard, I don't have any intention of like going in there and scooping up manure. There's not much to do. But we do still have cows on our farm, in case anybody was wondering. And we are gonna have our newest bovine coming to the farm very soon. Probably a few more weeks. My guess would be before the end of the year. So stay tuned for that. It's gonna be pretty exciting. When Randy the Macho Man Savage comes to the farm. Oh, yeah. Let's get out of the snow and come into the dog barn. Yeah, I can try to answer some of those questions that you guys have. I'm gonna sit down here on the ground. Let's see if a few of my friends join me in here.
Whoa, hey, shot out of a cannon. We got the Abby dog here. I don't know, Toby might not come in.
So yeah, this might become a new running feature here for our winter videos, where I try to answer some of your questions really quickly at the end of the video here inside the dog barn. So yeah, the first question that I wanted to try to address is a lot of folks are asking about Toby dog. Like, is he getting bullied by Abby? And Abby's so prone to infection. Toby, come here. Good boy. Aw, good to see you, pal. And a lot of times, like, it sort of seems like whenever Toby dog tries to come and get petted by me, Abby like always tries to push her way in. And that is true. But I have been really working to make sure that Toby gets his own alone time. Just, you guys don't usually see it because when I'm doing morning chores, I need to have both dogs around. And by need to have both dogs around, what I mean is, like, particularly for Abby, I want her to be around and exposed as I do all the chores, having her get that direct exposure with the birds, having her get direct exposure with Toby dog, with the cattle, all of it. Like, I want her to have those experiences because that's how she ultimately gets trained up in a way where she's gonna be a good livestock guardian dog.
Yeah, I'm talking about you, Little Miss Energy.
The other question is if Abby's getting her rougher coat, and she is getting a rougher coat. It's getting thicker and thicker. Not quite Toby dog level, but it's definitely filled out in the last couple of weeks.
And yeah, so she's definitely coming into her maturity. The other thing that folks have noticed is that it seems like Abby is becoming bigger than Toby, and it's true. Actually, if you put their heights side by side right now, Abby is just a touch taller. I would still guess that Toby is heavier than Abby, but I'm pretty sure Abby is going to outgrow Toby, and that's just the way it is.
When it comes to the Maremma, right, they're typically a slightly smaller livestock guardian dog breed, and the breeders who Toby came from, they've been working actually to really have good sort of kind of farmstead type Maremmas, and that's the line that he comes from. And so that's why he seems like a little bit smaller versus Abby, who's coming from out west, where they actually need a slightly bigger dog because they have things like cougars. And so that's what I would personally chalk it up to. It's just, you know, slight differences in dog. But that said, I think they're both good dogs.
Our good friend Mr. Pablo Barncat just came to join us too. You know, another viewer comment and suggestion about the doghouse that I've received is I need to build a little housing here for the cats, and given how interested Pablo has been in this space, I 100% agree, and so probably in the not too distant future, you'll see me build something slightly raised, probably right on that wall right there. That's like a little cat box that I can stuff with straw. Because I think Pablo deserves nice things too.
I mean, obviously the barn cats have access to the barn, but if they want to be out here near the dogs, I think it'd be nice that they have like a little condo, kind of like Toby and Pablo's old house. Which is yet another question I've received about what's going to happen to the house that Toby used to live in that, you know, was taken over by Geese. And to be honest, I still haven't quite made up my mind. I think I will probably pull it down and repurpose that space for something else. I'll probably actually keep the platform that it sits on, but I just might be building something a little bit different. But I probably won't do anything to it this winter, and I'll just let it sit there. And who knows, maybe a goose will try to move in sometime this spring. What do you think about that, Toby? You remember when that happened?
And then another building question that I get is actually the building across the way here, which is housed ducks, geese, dogs over the years. What am I gonna do with that?
And well, the answer is, when I first came to the farm, it was one of the few structures we actually had here. It was this sort of three-sided little hay barn. And what I ended up doing is, to turn it into a duck house, I built like a fourth wall to seal them in. What I think I'm gonna actually do this next spring is tear that down, because next winter I'm gonna need to have 2 winter cattle housing areas. I'm gonna need to have one area for my bull, and to keep him company I'll probably keep the steers with the bull, but then I want to keep the ladies separate. And so my plan would probably be to make kind of right over there, and by right over there I mean like right over there. What I would do is actually make another little cattle yard. It would be smaller because it probably only have 2 or 3 animals in it, and that way they could have shelter in the winter and I could take care of them, but they also won't get my cows pregnant at the wrong time of year, so that I'm having babies like in the middle of December or in the dead of winter or that sort of thing, because I really don't want that. Wow, actually it is so nice and cozy in here, I got to admit. Oh, Abby's trying to find her spot in the corner there.
Toby's still kind of apprehensive about this spot. He comes in here, and I've been trying to spend time with them in here to get them comfortable, but I don't know, for whatever reason, he was sleeping underneath this thing today. Pablo, though, definitely seems pretty happy with this spot. So, no complaints there.
And as for me, while I'd love to sit out here with the dogs all morning, I do have to go inside and start making another batch of soap. I have been cranking out the soap over the last week or two. I feel like my life has been just a nonstop swirl of hunting and soap, hunting and soap, hunting and soap, which by no means is a complaint. I mean, because golly, when I think about winter on the farm, to have your days filled like that is definitely a good thing. Thanks for watching, everybody.